if you think about relationships intentionally, you're ahead of 95% of the companies out there, because we found that less than 5% of the organizations that have been surveyed respond that they intentionally think about relationships when it comes to revenue forecasts and revenue generation.
So you're
kind of scary.
taking the randomness and the serendipity out of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, if we play tic-tac-toe with our children, we generally have a strategy. Why don't we have a strategy for our revenue forecast around relationships? It's kind of ironic.
Very ironic. So that requires some planning, right? So if I have to think about not just the goals and the objectives and all those types of things, there's some kind of plan involved there. How do you put together some type of a plan? What might that look like?
Well, I like to suggest you start at the individual level, because ultimately your client-facing folks, your sales folks, your account management folks have to sit down with a client and do business. They need to work together. They need to collaborate. They need to do consultative selling, like we mentioned earlier. So why don't each of those folks have a plan?
So give me an example of a plan, because it sounds like I've got a busy day. I've got a lot of things to do this week, next week. I don't have time for all these kind of planning. So what might a plan look like?
Here's an easy way to do it. Think about your objectives for the next 12 months. Now just think about the 5 most important relationships that you need to advance to achieve those objectives. Think about where those relationships are right now. Are they an acquaintance? Are they a professional peer? Are they a respected advisor? And based on where they are, think about what you need to do to advance that relationship in support of that objective.
So that's in essence a parallel track to whatever my sales pipeline is. Because my sales pipeline is my problem, right? Or my personal objective, my company's objective, versus this relationship piece may go beyond the pipeline or may overlap with it, etc. But it's almost a separate dimension.
It's a separate dimension. It's another thread to support driving relationships through that pipeline.